Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're getting into something that's, frankly, a make-or-break deal for any service-based business owner. We're going to show you why having a specialized financial team isn't some luxury. It's an absolute necessity for protecting your bottom line and, more importantly, your single greatest asset.
All right, let's just jump right in with a question that gets to the absolute core of how your business works. I want you to think about it for a second. If you had to name your number one most valuable asset, what would it be? Your equipment? Your client list? What's the first thing that comes to mind?
And the answer, well, it's almost painfully simple. It's your time. For a service business, time is the product you sell. It's what you trade for money, and it is the one thing you can never, ever get back.
This right here is the fundamental business model for pretty much every service professional out there. It doesn't matter if you're a dentist filling a cavity, a plumber fixing a leak, or a consultant mapping out a strategy. Every billable hour is a direct exchange, your expertise for revenue.
So think about this. What happens when you're burning hours you can't bill, trying to decipher a confusing report? Or worse, you get hit with a tax bill that totally blindsided you. That's not just a headache, you guys. That is a direct punch to your bottom line. It's lost time, and that means it's lost revenue you are never going to see again.
So what do most business owners do? Well, the default move is to go with a generalist accounting firm, right? It seems like the standard, safe choice. But here's the thing. This is where the trap is. Because that one-size-fits-all approach, it usually ends up being one-size-fits-none.
And this slide just lays it out so perfectly. On one side, you have the generalist trap. You get generic templates, departments that don't talk to each other, and a team that's always just putting out fires. Then you've got the specialist advantage. This is a whole different ballgame. We're talking about a strategy that's tailored just for you, a team that's completely integrated, and planning that looks ahead to stop problems before they even start.
And this right here, this quote absolutely nails the problem. A generalist firm, they might be perfectly competent, but they don't live and breathe your industry. They're using the same playbook for a landscaper that they use for a law firm. But come on, those businesses are worlds apart. They're trying to shove your unique business into a generic box, and it just doesn't fit.
Which brings us to the solution, the real game changer. Finding a team that's built from the ground up to serve industries just like yours. A team that already speaks your language. They don't need a crash course in your business model because they already know it inside and out.
So let's be super clear about what specialized accounting really is. It isn't just about being good with numbers. No way. It's about having this deep, almost intuitive understanding of the financial DNA of your specific industry, the unique ways you make money, your typical costs, and, this is the big one, all the specific tax deductions you are entitled to.
And this applies across such a wide range of professions. A specialist knows the ins and outs of how a real estate professional should handle their commission, or they know exactly what a dental practice can claim for that expensive new piece of equipment. They've already done the homework because they've seen it all before. They're not guessing.
Okay, so this deep industry knowledge, it leads to what is maybe the biggest strategic advantage of all, having a single, unified team that manages both your day-to-day books and your long-term tax strategy.
This flow is where the magic happens. Your bookkeeper isn't just plugging in numbers. They are preparing clean, tax-ready financials every single month. This means your tax pro gets exactly what they need, without delays or mistakes. And the result? A totally unified strategy where nothing falls through the cracks. No more missed deductions because the bookkeeper didn't get the memo from the tax guy.
But look, the best firms know it goes beyond just the technical process. It's about the human element. A firm that truly specializes, like our source example Blackfin Accounting, makes a commitment that's not just about accuracy, but about being an accessible, reliable partner for you.
So what does that commitment actually feel like in practice? Well, it means you're not scrambling at year-end because you have monthly check-ins. It means your questions actually get answered the next day. And it means your financial plan isn't some static document. It evolves as your business grows. You're never left in the dark wondering what's going on.
Ultimately, when you put all of this together, it leads to a fundamental shift in your thinking. Your accounting function stops being this necessary evil, this backward-looking chore, and it transforms into a forward-looking strategic asset that actually helps you grow. And this approach isn't just for small startups either. The right partner is built to scale with you. Looking at our case study, a specialist firm like Blackfin is structured to handle your finances from your very first dollar all the way up to $10 million in revenue and beyond, giving you that same tailored expertise at every single stage of your growth.
So we'll end with this question for you to chew on. Take a hard look at your current financial setup. Is it simply a record of what's already happened, or is it an active partner, providing the clarity and the strategy you need to build the future you actually want? For any service business, the answer to that question could be the difference between just surviving and truly thriving.